What's up, gamers? Red Dragon here, and we are covering the news. So Geoff Keighley today has revealed his preview, and he's getting ready to unveil the behind-the-scenes look at the development of Titanfall. So it's a really raw look at what actually happened with the development. So it's not a lot of sugarcoating. It goes into detail about, frustrations between the developers. There was a lot of struggles, a lot of heated moments. The game didn't almost get made for several different reasons. One of the reasons was about how the lawsuits that the developers were going through between Activision and the Call of Duty original devs, that was all happening, so Titanfall almost didn't get made for that reason. But also they talk about why wasn't Titanfall on the PlayStation 4? And of course, this has been a question that so many people have been wanting to know the answer to. A lot of people have stated, it's because Microsoft, those greedy bastards, they, of course, were just throwing cash all around, making sure that Xbox was the only console that could have Titanfall. Well, according to Geoff, the story actually reads a little differently. So his version says that Microsoft and Respawn were talking about Titanfall for a very long time. They said even whenever the Xbox was still codenamed Durango, they said that Respawn and Microsoft were all getting together discussing it. Well, Respawn also was reaching out to Sony at the same time. They said, in fact, they reached out many times and was trying to contact Sony saying, listen to us, we've got this game, we want to talk to you about the next PlayStation, and Sony said every time, we're not ready to discuss it. They said there was even a point where it came down to the final few hours, and they said Respawn pleaded with Sony. They said, listen, things are going to be locked in behind the scenes. If you want this, please talk to us. And again, Sony declined. At one point, the developers had to sit down with EA's CEO and tell him, we don't have enough manpower to develop for any other console besides the Xbox and maybe the PC platform. They said Respawn was essentially out of money, and the game was going to have to be delayed, and also they were going to have to cut the single player. So EA, being the publisher, and of course game devs, they want to just dev. They just want to develop their games, and so that's why they sign on with publishers, and publishers are able to, they've got all the other access points, so they can come in, they can help with some financing, they can help with marketing, and also make sure that the game is getting published on all the major different platforms. So EA now, they hear the news that Respawn's out of money. They don't have the dough to finish the job, so they're going out. They're going to try to find an investor. They make the calls, and who answers the call but Microsoft? So Microsoft ends up footing part of the bill in order to actually finish the game. So sometimes truth is stranger than fiction. Who knows why Sony wouldn't have talked to Respawn? I don't know. But I guess they were just being overly protective because at that point they hadn't revealed that they were working on a next-gen platform, I guess. And, of course, everybody wants to keep it on the lowdown, and maybe since this was a new group, I don't know. But anyway, it's obvious. I mean, Sony has a really good reputation for getting developers to work with their platform, and they seem very, very open to platforms and different developers, especially indie developers. So, of course, this comes very surprising to a lot of people as to why Sony, it seems, was the one who dropped the ball, and it was Respawn who was begging them to let them put Titanfall on the PlayStation 4. So anyway, if you want to read it, links down in the description box, post below, let me know your thoughts on it. As always, stay tuned right here to this channel and to VGM for your latest gaming news. That does it for me, the Red Dragon. Get ready, tomorrow NPD numbers should be coming out. Also today we heard that Sony has sold 7 million. I'll talk more about that tomorrow when the NPD numbers come out. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.